What would you roll up in a burrito if you could?
Boom, called it. A falafel burrito.
Well,
Actually, shawarma burrito. I had like a shawarma burrito that's kind of like.
isn't that just a shawarma sandwich? But I guess you put it
Yeah,
on a
well,
tortilla instead
they
of a.
used oh God, what is it? It's a type of. It's not like your traditional pita. Um,
Okay.
I think it has, like starts with like a HS.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
I need to look this up now, but it was super good. It was actually like usually you can't get that good of shawarma by me. You have to go places like away from here. But this place near me, they got new owners and they now have shawarma on the menu. And my God, was it so good!
Oh, sounds pretty good.
I love me some.
I've just been like, I was just talking about this. I've just been like seeing things in my fridge, thinking like I could roll that up in a burrito.
You really could. You could really just put anything in a burrito. It's.
But I was just saying, it'd be like, you know, I'm just gonna do that. Just start rolling things up in burritos, cut it in half, take a picture, bring to Shayne.
Exactly. My God, I need to find out what this bread is called.
Um,
Is it laffa? No.
it's delicious.
It's full it's. I feel like it's like wash something.
He's getting there.
I'm getting there. I just don't chat. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like a really thin, like tortilla. What do you?
Not naan.
No. Oh my God. I've been eating a lot of naan lately. What do you wrap shawarma in?
Oh, this isn't giving me any of the information
No,
that
it's
I want.
not. I don't know, and I think it was that place I go to. It was only like a weekly special, so it's not on their menu anymore.
Oh my gosh.
It's that recipe is just saying you use regular tortillas. I don't know if I like that. Um, Shawarma wrap.
Wait, are we sure it's not?
Chat, help me. It's not a it's like thinner than a flatbread.
I think it might be laffa. Wait.
Might be. 1 second. Let me go ask someone who lives in my house. They also ate it. I have to know this before we start the podcast. It's gonna drive me absolutely crazy. Chat, podcast listeners, listen to Shayne for a minute.
Oh man, that is awesome. How like flattering it is to just come in here, ask a simple question, and just derail this entire thing. Wow. That whew, feels good. Feels really good. He
All right, let me
I
just
wish we
confirm.
had a prediction thing, like if we is he coming back with the answer or not?
It is. It's lawash. Lawash bread.
Lawash?
Yeah.
Googling.
That just says it's a brand. But that's definitely what it is. Oh my God. What is the difference between lawash and lavish bread? So it was lavash, I think. Which is an Iranian type of bread. Yes, it was. Okay, it's lavash bread. It's Armenian.
Okay.
So good. So good. Yeah, so that's what I technically a I guess I don't know if it's technically a burrito, but burrito like in the burrito like category. Good stuff. Shawarma's good.
Hell yeah.
Some shawarma right now. I had to eat I've been on the road all day and I had to have Wendy's for dinner. I really wish I had shawarma instead.
Oh man. I was just saying a little bit ago, I went to get some Chinese food for dinner
Ooh,
today.
nice. Yeah.
And at my local Chinese eatery, we have to like stand outside and they pass it through a window.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like I walked up and I'm like waiting and I paid and then I went back to the car and I'm like sitting in the car and I looked out the window and I swear on everything, there was like a big ass like beige rabbit, a
Beige
bunny,
rabbit?
a bunny,
A
not
bunny,
not
okay.
like a rabbit, like someone's pet or something. It was fucking
Like it
enormous.
was. Oh, okay. Okay, I get the difference now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not like a wild rabbit. This was like, this was
Like
thick.
someone's bunny is just released into the wild. It's like that tiger situation
Yeah.
happening in Austin right now.
Oh, I don't know if it's comparable to that,
I'm
but
I'm I'm comparing it to it. It's the same.
so I like look out the window and my dad's in the driver's seat and I didn't want to like scare this thing by being like, "Holy shit, a rabbit." So I
Yeah.
start like frantically hitting my dad and like pointing at this thing and he's not paying attention to me. And the more this happens, the more I think that this thing is like sending me on a descent to Wonderland.
Have
And then
you
finally he looked and was like, "Holy shit, a rabbit." And I was like, "Yes, thank you." Thank you so much. And
have
I
you
got out of the car and it kind of like hopped around. It was really chill. Like I think I could have got it to come to me if the
nice.
nice woman with my food wasn't pressuring me to take my food and also staring at this rabbit.
Did you ever read Bunnicula? Bunnicula? The one where the rabbit's a Dracula.
I don't think so.
Okay. That would make it comparable to the tiger situation in Texas right now. All right, let's start the podcast. Hey, everyone. We have some yeses in my chat, so my chat is cultured. They have read Bunnicula? I don't even know how to say
Good
it.
on ya.
Yeah, good on you. Anyway, hello, welcome back to Ruining Movies, the podcast in which we ruin some of yours and our favorite movies by rewriting it in a different genre, making a prequel, sequel, or remake. But before we get into that, we talk about the news. As always, I am your host, Zach, and with me is my co-host, Shayne. That's him.
That's me.
Yeah. So this week we are covering There Will Be Blood, a movie with surprisingly no vampires. But before we talk about that and ruin that movie with you, beautiful audience, let's talk about the news. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about trailers. Let's talk about all that fun stuff. First, have you watched anything lately over the last week? Anything pop out to you that is a must-watch right now, Shayne?
Yeah, I had a few things that I'm watching and dipping my toes in. Um, just out of love of the series, I started the Evil Dead again from just
Nice.
like Evil Dead. I would just watch Evil Dead 2 today. Gonna watch Army of Darkness, and I was just like powering through Ash versus the Evil Dead. Would recommend that.
Yeah, how is it?
I
I haven't
also
seen it.
It's a blast. It's really funny and action packed and gory and crazy and fun. It's super over the top. Kind of feels like Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell like tackled it as a passion project 30
Hell
years
yeah.
after their successes and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was kind of cool.
That combination, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell. First of all, they're from Michigan.
Hometown heroes.
Yeah,
Not
really.
literally hometown
Not
heroes, home
literally.
state
Like, yeah,
heroes.
home state. Yeah.
I don't actually know where they're from, but I
Uh,
know they're from Michigan.
yeah. I'll talk to you after. I know. But yeah, yes. So yeah, hometown heroes. Their whole shooting the Evil Dead, they went down to Tennessee and shot it in like a month with no budget, and the Evil Dead is still like one of the like raddest horror movies
Yeah,
of all
it's so
time. And I
good.
mean, Bruce Campbell rules. Sam Raimi, his Spider-Man trilogy is still probably my favorite superhero films.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very cool. And I enjoy the series so much, and because of the successes that they've had through the years, obviously they can afford a much more over the top variation of
Right.
this like already over the top thing. And after I've seen all these before, like not that long ago, like a year ago, a couple years ago. I'd seen them in my childhood as well. But you can really see like just a budget difference between the first and second movie. And you can definitely see that between the second and third movie. So then 30 years went by. So now
Yeah.
it's like it's pretty good. It's a lot of fun.
It is. Did you ever
Um,
see the Evil Dead remake?
no, I
Dude,
actually haven't.
that movie.
I heard it was a gore fest.
It was. Usually I'm like, I love horror films. I will go see horror films. That movie like actually made me uncomfortable
Hmm.
in theaters. It was
Be
a
honest, the first
gore
Evil Dead
fest.
kind of made me
I
uncomfortable, but
mean,
not in the same way.
yeah, fun fact, I actually one of my teachers at school was actually the person who created the Necronomicon and all the stop motion for the Evil
Whoa,
Dead. So
that
that
is
was cool.
awesome.
Yeah, like he was honestly one of the coolest teachers. Um,
That's really cool.
yeah. So I mean,
Um,
yeah, I mean they're both gory, but like the new one was like such a gore fest.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I had heard. I haven't seen it, but I guess it's on the list, kinda. I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't really thought about it
I
too
don't know.
much.
I don't really recommend it. I only really recommend it to like hardcore horror fans, even though it was like kind of like a mainstream release. Like it was in like
Hmm.
major theaters and stuff. But like if you have a squeamish stomach or anything, I wouldn't actually recommend any of the Evil Deads to you. But
Yeah, I mean,
they're
I'm sure
good. They're
I'd be
crazy
fine in
amazing.
terms of that.
Yeah.
I don't think Bruce Campbell's in it, is he?
No, so it's
Yeah, it's
already
like
not as good.
I'm part of the cult following, not the mainstream following.
Exactly.
Also, I wrapped up my rewatch of Stranger Things, which is a
Nice.
perfect uh segue that'll come after I ask you if you've watched anything interesting, because I also watched the first episode of Invincible,
Oh
which was
hell yeah.
a super fun time. I can see how
Yeah.
people could power through it really fast. I don't have the luxury of that kind of time.
Yeah,
But if I
definitely.
did, I definitely would have, and I'm probably going to as soon as I can. I'm excited to watch it. I didn't realize that it was going to be like that specific type of animation style. It's like
Yeah.
just like most of the cartoons that I have recommended to you, like
Right.
Ultimate Spider-Man and like Avengers Assemble and all those goofy Disney shows that are like funny and cool, but
Yeah.
it is so over the top.
It really is. Before I get into what I've been watching, Ghost Hand talking about Evil Dead says it was so over the top that it became more fascinating than scary. I would completely
Hmm.
agree with that. That is Evil Dead. Um, that is the Evil Dead in like a nutshell, especially like Army of Darkness. Um, really anything. Like, did you know there was like an Army of Darkness the musical?
Sounds beautiful.
It does. Yeah.
Like, that is so awesome.
It is. It's like the whole. It deserves that movie deserves a cult following. Like that whole franchise. It's like horror, but like has like Gosan said, it's like fascinating because of how
Hmm.
over the top it is. Like it's the whole cabin in the woods trope, like dialed
Turned
up
up
to
to
11.
11.
Exactly. Um.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Okay. So what I've been watching. What have I been watching? Oh, I've been watching on HBO Max. There's been this series that I've been kind of wanting to watch for a bit called The Outsider. It's based off a Stephen King
Mm,
story. It
cool stuff.
stars oh god, what's his name? He's like the main character in Arrested Development. He's in the
Jason Bateman.
Ozarks. Yeah. Yes. Jason Bateman's in it. A lot of other um like famous actors are in it, like the one of the Andys from Hot Fuzz is in it, which is like that's the only thing
Nice.
I've ever seen him in. But so far it's been really good. I'm like on episode 6. I like Stephen King stories as
Hmm.
much as they usually fall to pieces towards the end. Um, it was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, really, the only thing I played all of Resident Evil 8, so that's been my like media
Hmm.
consumption this last week.
Which has
But
been explosively high in like the review front. Like
it's
everybody
so
has
good.
been raving about that game, and
It's
everything I've seen
so
about it
good.
has lived up to that.
If you liked Resident Evil 7, you'll definitely like Resident Evil 8. I loved it.
Nice.
Um, I'll be uploading my playthrough, but if you are enjoyed 7 at all and you're not gonna play it, I definitely recommend watching someone's playthrough of it because
For sure.
it's a good story. It's a good story. It's good. Resident
That's
Evil 8 is basically the Evil Dead 2 of the
awesome.
franchise. Yes, it is the Army of Darkness of the franchise
That is awesome.
because there's werewolves and vampires. But yeah, so Invincible. Okay, the end of Invincible episode 1. Thoughts?
Oh, yeah, I just I, I literally just sat there like mouth agape, kind of like beside myself, like what the fuck is going on and why? And I wish it wasn't so late right now because I had to go to bed. But I wanted to continue watching because like it
Right?
it just in a matter of moments, the show went from like mundane and
Right.
kind of like
It's like, oh, just okay. Just like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, that's kind
yeah,
of how I
like
felt about the beginning of Invincible. Like, I'll stick with it. It seems like
but
okay.
not in a bad way.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It seemed like something I would be interested in watching, but like, I
Hmm.
wasn't going to be super invested in. And then, like, the last 2 minutes is just like a massacre. And you're
Yeah,
like, I've never been like, all right, I'm watching the second episode, like, immediately after in a very long time, but that happened to me. Like, after I watched the episode, I'm like, holy shit, this is definitely going to be something different.
yeah, it was wild. The wild is like a perfect description, I think.
It only gets wilder. It only gets
Nice.
wilder.
That's good. I'm excited
Um,
to watch more. I'm upset that I wasn't able to watch more when I could,
yeah,
but I will when I
yeah,
can.
fair enough. Ghost Hand, have any of you two read the comics? I have not. Shane, I don't think
No,
you have either. I've really only.
but it is
I didn't
Robert
even know
Kirkman,
Invincible was yeah, was a comic book series.
and
Boy, it goes places. I heard that like there's some omnibuses or like the omnibus is on Amazon you can read for free, I want to say right now. So I definitely am going to read it. It's like on my read list for probably the next thing I'm going to read.
nice. Yeah, it's written by Robert Kirkman, and he
Yeah.
wrote The Walking Dead. You can't see him on my camera right now,
Oh,
but
did
I
okay. I
have
was
like
trying to
all of
figure out
those.
why that name was familiar.
Yeah, and big fan of The Walking Dead. So like once I saw his name on the title card, I was immediately like hooked in the beginning.
That makes sense because Image Comics is like yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then like then the animation style, I was like, okay, this is fucking sweet. Like this is right up my alley in terms of like just the general look of things. And yeah, they gave me a pretty likable main character and some cool shit going on. And then the last 2 minutes happened, and I was like, all right, fuck yeah, this is sweet. Like, sign me up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it only gets better. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but it only gets better. And
Nice.
I've said last episode, like the final episode of the first season is honestly one of the most wild, most compelling, most one of the best finishes to a season I have ever watched. It is like normally
Nice.
I'll finish a season and be like, okay, I'm cool with like waiting a year or two or just like waiting for it to come out. Like I want to see the next episode now. Like I want the next season right now. It's so good.
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read the comics because yeah, I want to see how they're changing things. Like, God, it's so good though. It's so good. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I think literally Resident Evil 8. Like my mind's telling me, oh, um, I watched something else this last week, but it's not. It was I played Resident Evil 8. It just felt like a story, I guess. Well, or it felt like a TV show.
I feel like I
Um,
watched a lot of things in regards to like the rest of our conversation,
yeah.
trailers and things like that. But in terms of like my media consumption, it's been rewatches and a couple movies.
Yeah.
Oh, did I watch a movie? Another movie?
Yeah, I only watched There Will Be Blood. Um.
The Evil Deads. That was the other ones.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like we're kind of in that like area right now where like there isn't much coming out. Like there's no like I can't remember what part of the year this is called in like Hollywood, but like there's like not really any new shows out right now. There's not really any like new movies coming out until like the end of
Mm-hmm.
May, June, because then that's where we start getting the summer blockbusters. Oh wait, did
A
Army
lot
of
of
the Dead come
trailers
out?
though.
Yeah,
No,
lots.
May 21st.
Okay, let's. Do you want to talk about television news or movie news first?
My notes are gone and the movie's on top, but it's shorter list. It's a shorter list.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to talk about first?
Yes.
Okay, start with it.
Venom 2.
Okay,
There
yeah.
will be carnage. The
Okay.
trailer dropped for that.
Yeah, I did see that. Ghost Hand said real quick before we get into that, watch the Frankenstein's Army movie. I saw that movie way back in the day.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
hear
remember.
there's a
There's
lot
like
of
a boss.
controversy.
Yeah, there's like a boss copied off of
Yeah.
Resident Evil 8. I don't even remember. I've seen that movie. I think if it was in theaters, I saw it in theaters because I like those stupid
Hmm.
movies. Because like if you put like Frankenstein as an army of like that just sounds like I'm
An
like, yeah,
army of
sure.
what?
Yeah, I'm in. I don't care. I'll watch it at like a Thursday at like 12 at noon for like $3. But yeah, I do remember. I did see that like whole controversy where like one of like the bosses in Resident Evil 8, which is kind of a spoiler, not really a spoiler, but like one is like literally just like a plane with legs. I
Hmm. Yeah,
guess
yeah.
in
That's the
Frankenstein's
one I
army.
saw.
Yeah. There's some like crossover there. Or like
Yeah,
some.
there was some claims made that there were other ones as well, but
I mean, yeah,
I didn't do a deep dive or anything.
that boss for that level is literally just Magneto Van Helsing. So yes. So okay, I watched the trailer too. What did it come out yesterday? What is it
Yes.
called? Venom. There will be carnage.
Yes.
I have not seen the first Venom.
Okay.
Not that like I'm like avoiding it or anything. I just have not seen it.
Yeah.
It's never really fell on my radar as like something I like wanted to see. Like if someone put it on for me, I wouldn't walk away from it.
Hmm.
I don't know if I was like just like super burned out from superhero movies at the time, or I don't know if I didn't like Eddie Brock's accent or something.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
like,
see it when it first came out either. It took me a long time
yeah,
after it dropped before I watched it, and I think it was good. It was like a good setup for things to come,
I I,
no matter what they were.
I read one review of it that called it like a 2000s era superhero film. Like like Spider-Man,
Yeah,
Daredevil,
yeah.
kind of all those. Like which I have no problem with. Like I liked those superhero movies. Like like probably because of nostalgia, but like I'm okay
Yeah.
with I'm okay with like a low stakes superhero movie every once in a
Yeah.
while.
It's not like this is not like a triple A thing, I don't think. Like it but I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
currently playing a D&D character like pseudo based around this
Eddie Brock.
idea,
Yeah,
so it does kind of pull at my heartstring in that degree.
right.
But as like a film, it's pretty in the
I've heard that's
middle.
pretty middle of the road, which I mean that's fine. I like middle of the
Hmm.
roads popcorn films are fine. Like I like that seems like a movie that I will throw on when I'm trying to do some work at like midnight and be like throw that
Hmm.
on. Probably be too compelled by parts of it and like not do my work for 2 hours. Like that happens way too much. Um,
Yeah, but I am excited for this one, and
yeah,
there's a few reasons for that. Number one, Tom Hardy, big fan. Number two,
yeah,
Woody Harrelson, big fan.
yeah.
And I really like the symbiotes. So
Right. The only thing I could like think of where I have a complaint about this is how the hell are you doing a maximum carnage film and it not be rated R?
that's a good point. I didn't
Like,
even think about that.
yeah, because I was looking, I was like, oh, is this rated R? It's not. It's PG-13. And like for those
Hmm.
who aren't familiar with the '90s scene of comic books, where Venom, Carnage, Spawn, X-Force were all very popular. Like
Hmm.
they were like some of the most popular comics. I mean, we also have the Death of Superman. That was a very edgy, very dark, very gory like time for comics.
Hmm.
I kind of want to see Venom rip someone in half. I mean, not. Well, I guess Venom could do that because he's an anti-hero. I mean, Carnage. Like he's literally a serial killer with
Yeah.
superpowers.
I
Um,
mean, I think that I don't know. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say I think they might push it a little bit because the first one kind of did, and then I was kind of like sidestepping. Like I don't know, you might
yeah,
be onto something.
right. Like I'm not saying like it'll be a bad movie because of that, but it could be a better movie if it was rated
Mm-hmm.
R. Like
Mm-hmm. For
because
sure.
like Carnage's like backstory is like tell me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to I think I haven't read anything. I think I read Maximum Carnage when I was younger. But his like story is like he's a serial killer,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who gets a
Cletus
symbiote.
Cassidy is a sadistic serial killer.
He was a reaction to the Joker. I know that's true because I recently read an article about that. But like he was like a reaction to DC's Joker, so he's a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
But with the power of a symbiote, of Venom,
Mm-hmm.
but like even more cruel. So like,
Yeah, and Carnage is like a hive being.
yeah,
It can like produce little pods and like reproduce itself. It's weird. At least that's what it did in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
yes. I mean, yeah. What there's like,
You can
Venom,
do all kinds of
Carnage,
shit.
Toxin, Siren, anti Venom. You can do so much with like you could have like a literally like a
Mm-hmm.
symbiote MCU, a symbiote universal universe because how many of them there are, and then you could do the
Yeah.
whole like cruel. I don't remember his name.
So I watched the trailer breakdown with like the director guy. It was an IGN
Yeah,
video,
who is directing this? I'm gonna see.
and he mentioned the potentiality of Shriek being in the trailer, which it looked like she might have been.
Yeah, it was
And
I always get her
I can't
Screech and like
remember her
Banshee
name.
confused. I can't remember who that is supposed to be. I think Banshee's actually an X-Men. I don't think that's who that is. But
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
Screech is another symbiote
Andy Serkis is
lady.
directing this? Sorry to just jump in like that. I didn't know he directed films.
I wonder if that is who I.
IMDb says he's directing it.
No, I'm saying I wonder if that's
Oh,
who was in the YouTube
Andy
video.
Serkis, for those who don't know, is like Schmog and
And Claw.
and Gollum. No, wait, Benedict Cumberbatch is Schmog. Schmog? Why do I feel like I'm saying that wrong too? Um, but he's like Gollum and yeah, and Claw and like
Huh.
any creature that has
This
had a
isn't
voice in the last 10 years. It was probably him. He was Caesar in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I didn't know he
this isn't
directed.
the guy I thought it was.
Good for him.
Hold on, because this isn't the dude who was in the video that I watched.
He was Snoke.
Cats. Whoa.
He really has been any creature the last
Jeez.
10 years. He was a Ghost of Christmas Past in a miniseries. He, oh my god, he's gonna be in the Sandman series?
What the fuck? What a legend.
Dude, dude rules. Cool. I didn't know he directed. That'll be
Um,
cool. I like him. I like him as a person.
can't remember the guy's freaking name. Was it this guy? Okay, we're not doing this. We're not playing the searching for people
Yeah.
game.
Try if
I
you find
watched
it
the
out.
video,
Yeah.
and this man was saying lots of things. How like Carnage could change himself on a molecular, you know what I'm
Molecular.
saying?
Yeah.
Yes, level, and like turn into a mist and do all kinds of stuff. In theory,
Right. Hopefully, the only thing is I don't even know why I'm saying I'm not hoping that. Like, I'll probably see this. I don't know when I'll see it. Probably like 3 years from now. I hope they don't. What? Okay, so maybe you can tell me, or anyone in chat can tell me. Was the first Venom? Was it like Transformer styles, like action, like kind of hard to tell action? Where just like there was like a lot of camera shake and a lot of like just things
no,
kind of
I
being muddled.
mean, I didn't
People in
hate
chat are
it.
saying yeah.
So here's what I was gonna say. In the beginning of the movie, things feel good, but like in the end of the movie, things feel exactly how you're describing
Like
them.
Transformers esque combat. Like
Yeah, like a muddled CGI mess.
yeah, like literally if you watch any of the like Transformers movies, like once combat happens, you don't know what's happening. Like it's just
I
like a
like
CG
it.
is goop.
I like it when it's I don't want to like spoil too much of this movie for you, but I
Right.
like it when it's Venom versus people.
Right. That's on the other thing. Like what like Venom versus Carnage as CGI sounds awful. Not like awful
Yeah.
like that looks it's going to look awful, but like I just can
Well,
see like
kinda.
two goops, well right, two goops like smashing into each other. Um
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was headed with my statement.
Okay, that's kind of
Like in the
that's why I
beginning,
asked. Yeah.
it felt good, and in the end, it felt less good.
Okay.
So it being that this movie seems to be based around the idea of these two symbiotes being in combat,
Yeah.
um, I worry.
Oh God, what do you just had an idea that a lot of studios like doing that I really hope. Do you think this is gonna be like a King Kong versus Godzilla thing where there's a third
Oh
bad
my
guy
god.
and Venom and Carnage team up?
I
I
it's
did.
set up to be a fight between them that like sets up more of a bad guy thing.
Yeah.
I hope. But now that you're saying that, I feel like we don't actually know enough to where we
Right.
can't definitively say that they might just be like cool with each other.
Right. Sony kind of does have that like with like thing they going out with like superhero movies where like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
No. Who are they gonna fight? Spider-Man? Tom Holland
Morpheus.
shows up?
Morpheus. It's gonna be fucking Jared Leto. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. When's it supposed to come out? Let's see. I
I
remember like
don't know.
it did one of those things that like a lot of trailers are doing now. That's like only in theaters. It's like okay,
Yeah,
we
that's
get
what I
it.
said.
Coming soon, only in theaters. Okay, didn't say
Is
when.
that the date? September 24th, 2021.
Okay, so okay.
According to Google. Just saying.
If I was Sony, I would just push it back to October and market it as a horror film.
This poster screams a versus movie.
Right? Yeah, I'm like it's the one with like Venom's mouth is open.
They're like yelling at each other.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Ah.
Uh, yeah. So I mean, probably if I would have to take a guess, probably another middle of the road movie, which is not a bad thing. Middle of road movies need to be made. Not every movie is gonna be There Will Be Blood.
Whoa, I like that. I like where this is headed. I was just saying before we started, I can't wait to hear how you feel about this movie.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. There's just was no vampires. That's only.
You're right. You
Um.
make a good point, Mr. Gorilla Dude. The end of the movie is funny.
Oh, hey, like I said, those movies will always be made. So
Yeah,
it's cool that
they're
we're.
charming in a
My
way.
90s heart is telling me is like being like be happy about it that we're getting a Venom and Carnage movie, so I can't complain about it. Like Venom, did you ever play the Super Nintendo game that was like Venom and Carnage Maximum? Oh, wait, what was it? Was like oh god, what it had a cool name. It was
Played a lot of Spider-Man games where I had to deal with a lot of symbiotes.
um
And let
yeah,
me tell
they were
you, they're the
so
worst.
big back in the day.
Yep, a lot of stuff
What's the
was in
name of the
that.
game?
It's like,
Oh, it was Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage. That
I
was a
don't
cool
know.
game. It was for the Super Nintendo. It's like one of the few Super Nintendo games I owned.
I don't think I did.
But like that's how big Venom and Carnage were back in the day.
Yeah, they had a Super Nintendo game like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, which also was a game that ruled.
Tubular.
Tubular. It is kind of weird seeing like the MCU is kind of as much as it's not edgy at all. It is so it's like a wholesome film.
Yeah.
Wholesome films in a way. Like you know what I'm saying. Obviously it's
Mm-hmm.
not like oh puppies and rainbows and but they're like it's not edgy at all. It's if it was a cube like all the corners would be rounded off. Which is so
Yeah.
weird like in the 90s. Like even the like animated shows were pretty like ruthless. Like the X-Men show and stuff. It just like it'd be crazy if like that continuation from like the 90s comics was made into the MCU and everything was just edgier.
Oh
Like
man.
instead of like a Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, like instead we got Venom movies.
Just instantaneously.
Yeah, like
Oh,
X-Men movies weren't the big ones. Like we have an X-Force movie. Like Deadpool was like
yeah.
the
It
lady, which
seemed
we
like
have it now.
right. It seemed like they were kind of starting that with like Blade.
Yeah, that's true. Blade is like the perfect example of like what 90s comics were and then the movies that would come from it. And even Spawn, the Spawn movie.
Yep. Oh, I love the Spawn movie.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it one of these days. I haven't
Oh,
watched
it's
it
so
since I
good.
was like a kid, but like Spawn kind of rules.
Yeah, that movie is so bad that it's good, or so good that it's so good mixed with some bad. I don't really know how to feel about it. I like
Yeah.
the movie, but the CGI is garbage. But I think it's just like a project of the times.
Oh yeah, like absolutely. And I mean, there's been this like, oh god, it's hard to report like on this or like even talk about it. Because they've been talking about a new Spawn movie for 20 years now, and like the last I heard was probably a year
Hmm.
ago. Was like Jamie Foxx is supposed to play Spawn, which is sweet.
That would be sweet. Yeah.
But like it's like one of those things like where people have been talking about like there's a couple movies that people have been talking about like are being made for the last like 20 or 30 years. I
Hmm.
think the Spawn movie is one of them. Like I think The Crow is supposed to be getting a remake too, which is weird. But that's also
Danger.
yeah. Yeah. Um I so yeah. Um cool. All right. So yeah, that was one of the, we did
Okay.
get like a decent amount of trailers this week. We got a Green Knight trailer too. The Green
The
Knight.
actual trailer came out. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it came out literally 10 hours ago.
Damn.
Yeah, I gotta say, I would recommend watching it after. It's so good. I'm very excited for it. We talked about it last week. I am very excited for A24's The Green Knight. It looks so bizarre, which I think is good.
Cool.
It's so many like old English and like okay, any not even old English, any like folk tales or like old tales from cultures like they're based in like fantasy and myth and creation stories and stuff. Like they're always so bizarre. You can even look at like I can't remember that
Mhm.
Russell Crowe movie that was like about the Ark, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. I can't even remember. Maybe it was just called like Noah. But like they even
Probably.
added like the strange like angels from the Bible that like when you look at them you go insane because like that's
Hmm.
actually part of like the Bible and like the Green Knight seems to be taking like all the really strange lore and myth of like the Arthur like, the King Arthurian I don't know if that's how you say it King Arthurian like tales.
Yeah.
The movie like looks so bizarre. There's like a talking fox, but it's not charming. There's like giants. The Green Knight's terrifying. It looks so weird. But I think we need more weird folk tale stories. I think
Yeah.
Disneyfied the grim tales too much where everyone thinks they're all like super like
Sunshine.
normalized and sunshine and then you like read the actual grim tales and it's like, "Oh, the little mermaid like ate someone and then died." Like we need more of that. Um so I'm excited. The Green Knight looks
Mm.
good. Whenever it comes out, I will go see it. We don't have to talk about A24 as much as we did last week, but like A24 makes is a studio that knows where to find good movies and knows where to put their money to make good films. It's simple as
Yes.
that. It's as
They knock
simple
them
as
out of the
that.
park.
Like we talked about like Midsummer, Uncut Gems, The Lighthouse, Hereditary, Midsummer.
Hmm.
Um
You said that twice.
that's how good it is. I meant to say The Witch the second time. Same weird old English tales.
Yeah, but I love stuff like that.
No,
And
I me
also,
too.
Uncut Gems is like a cautionary tale, so I feel like it kind of like
Yeah,
I don't know if it's actually a cautionary tale, but it might be.
yeah. I think it's nice. It's nice seeing the old tales, like being told in like weird ways. Like even Beowulf is like a super strange tale, and it's like
Beowulf is a cool movie.
it is. Is that the? There's been a couple Beowulfs. Are you talking about the one with the Jolie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I thought that movie was neat.
yeah. I mean Beowulf
The
is a neat story.
CGI is like just it's interesting.
It's a
And
weird
it
animation style.
yeah, it's interesting. Did did you ever see that Final Fantasy movie? Like The Spirit Within?
The one that has an insanely long name.
Final
Is
Fantasy, The
it Final
Spirit
Fantasy
Within.
Advent Children? I've seen Advent Children. Um, but that's like the Final Fantasy VII movie.
Final Fantasy, The
God, there's
Spirit
probably
Within. That is what it's called.
came out in 2001.
Had Alec Baldwin and Steve Buscemi and Donald
Wait,
Sutherland and
what?
James Woods.
No, I've not seen that movie. Okay.
Ving Rhames.
Dude, what the
Dude,
fuck?
Keith David, what the fuck? This movie is
James
got a
Woods,
hell of a cast.
Matt
What?
Adler. Yeah, what the hell?
I did not realize. Yeah, this was a what it was. It's now it feels like it's like watching a video game.
Right. Does it just look like cutscenes?
Not totally, but kind of maybe now. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years, but
It looks like the screen grabs I'm seeing in the frames from it look like it is a video game.
I'm just gonna play this trailer on mute.
Okay. No, I've never seen it, but it looks like is it like the same style as Beowulf?
Yeah, if Beowulf was made in like 2001.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to talk about the Green Knight. Watch the trailer. Anyone who's interested in it, it looks really good. We also got some posters, some really well designed posters that look really nice. They kind of also remind
Nice.
me of like a McDonald's poster.
For the Green Knight.
Yeah, the Green Knight posters are cool. I might pick one up and throw it on my wall behind me.
Nice.
I don't know. Aesthetically, looks good. It's coming out this summer. There's nothing else to talk about it. It looks great. I'm gonna go see it. I'm probably gonna love it.
Yeah, it sounds exciting. I'm
That's
excited.
what's gonna happen.
You got me all hyped about it. You're my hype
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. So let's move over to Netflix and talk about what they're doing. More specifically, we got some Knives Out 2 news the last
Yeah,
24
Dave
hours.
Bautista.
And Edward Norton.
Edward Norton?
6 hours
Oh,
ago, he was
shit.
confirmed. So now we have Daniel Craig, Dave Bautista, and Edward Norton.
A fucking powerhouse, dude. Dave Bautista is gonna make all that Netflix money. He's got
He is. He's Army of the
this
Dead.
Army of the Dead, this coming out. Oh my gosh. Uh, what if he's Daniel Craig's like kid?
Who, Dave Bautista?
Yeah.
Edward Norton? I don't know.
No.
I
Speaking of Edward Norton, have you ever seen Leaves of Grass?
I don't think so.
That's okay, that's a cool movie too. Anyway, carry on.
But anyway, I loved Knives Out. So I love myself a murder mystery.
Yeah,
IRL
I super like
and
the
in
first one.
films.
Mhm.
I mean, can I say I like murder mysteries IRL? Never mind.
We've played Clue.
That's true. And talk about one of the greatest movies of all time, Clue.
Oh yeah.
With Tim Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has the potential. Dave Bautista has the potential to reach The Rock status. Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly,
agree.
I think he might.
He's gonna pass it.
I think he's already there.
Yeah.
I mean, in the WWE alone, he's won multiple World Heavyweight Championships, and outside of the WWE, he's gone on to make like AAA films on top of AAA films, like between like multiple Guardians of the Galaxy films, and now he's making movies with Zack Snyder, and he's got a couple other like fucking cool movies that have come out.
He's done
and
this
now
weird like babysitter FBI movie that everyone does.
Yep. And now he's doing this Knives Out thing. Like I feel like he's there.
I still haven't seen the new Blade Runner, but I heard
okay.
He's in Blade Runner 2049. I still need to see it. Blade Runner is probably my favorite movie, but I've not seen the sequel. But yeah, I heard that was I think the first movie that people talked about how he's actually a good actor.
Yeah, and he's a cool dude. And
he has comedy chops.
Yep, and he has I'm pretty sure I haven't looked at the stats. Here we go, a little mini Shayne Sports Corner. I haven't looked at the stats. I haven't compared them literally, but I'm pretty sure that Batista did more in a shorter time than The Rock did.
The Rock has a TV show about him. We haven't talked about that, but he has a show about it, which is just bizarre to me. Granted,
The Rock still does appearances and stuff in WWE sometimes, and I don't know if Batista does, but I know he came back for a little bit. Not trying to take anything away from The Rock, because I fucking love that man, to be completely honest. He helped me grow the fuck up watching his ass get stone cold stunnered all the time. Just kept on getting up and then went on to make movies and shit. I was like, this guy is fucking cool. and he's my champion, the people's champion, you know? Anyway,
Oh yeah.
uh point being, uh I just think that Batista is at that like superstardom level.
Yeah, he is there. I would agree. He's there. Edward Norton. What has he done lately? I'm not saying Edward Norton is a great actor. I know he is notoriously horrible to work with,
I
but
don't, yeah.
I don't know what he's done recently.
I don't know either. I'm about to look though.
Oh, he's gonna be in the French Dispatch, which is the new Wes Anderson film, which makes
Nice.
sense. He's in a lot of
Another
Wes.
one.
Yeah, he's in a lot of Anderson.
Oh
A lot
yeah,
of
he was
Wes
in that
Anderson
movie
films.
where he Motherless Brooklyn. I remember when that came out. That was in 2019. So that
Was it
was his last
Sausage
thing.
Party? It was the Isle of Dogs. I guess he did a lot of animated films for a bit. Grand Budapest Hotel was probably the last.
hmm
Oh, I mean, okay, he was in Birdman. Why did I think Birdman was like
Oh yeah.
such a long time ago? I loved him in Birdman. I loved that movie just in general.
That wasn't that long ago.
Why
Wow.
did it felt like it was longer than like
It did.
6 years, 7 years. I felt like that was like a 2000s movie. So, but like that
hmm
movie ruled. That movie was really
Damn,
good.
Moonrise Kingdom isn't that old either. What the
Right.
fuck?
Wait, when
Oh
did
my
Moonrise
gosh.
Kingdom come out?
2012.
God, that movie also
That
seemed
was
way
after
too.
I came out of high school. I thought that came out when I was like in high school or middle school.
Oh my God, there was a movie that happened to me with the other day where it was like 2012, and I was like, I swear I saw this in high school, and then I was like, no, it was 300.
Mm,
Rise of an Empire, whatever the hell the sequel's called.
the second one.
Yeah, the second one. Because I was just remembering me, and I don't know if you were there, but like me and a couple of people in our friend group, we went to a theater and we were the only like 4 people there, and we had a blast. We were just yelling at the screen and stuff. But I swear that was high school, but it wasn't.
Oh man. Leaves of Grass. Watch it. It's on here. That is what it's called. Can't confirm. It's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Edward Norton plays both Bill and Brady Kincaid.
All right. I'm in. Watch it.
Made me cry a little bit.
He was also the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah. So I mean, I think we both like Knives Out. I loved it.
Mhm.
I sent my mom to see it, and she did not like it, which was really funny. Me and my brothers all saw it, and we loved it. And then we're like, you would love it, mom, and she went and saw it. She did not like it.
Man, yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was funny and clever.
Yeah, she did not think it was clever. I was like, all right. um,
Mhm. I get it.
yeah, just yeah. So that yeah, it still baffles me. Like, it's like Netflix must have paid a lot of money, like for Knives
Yeah.
Out 2 and 3, and now having Edward Norton, Dave Bautista,
Yeah,
Daniel Craig, like those three are not cheap actors to
true.
get. I feel like this is only the beginning. Like they're not gonna just have like no name actors with those guys. Like there's definitely gonna be some actresses in there that are gonna be like A-listers.
hmm
Probably like Amy Adams, if I would have to guess, or maybe Melissa McCartney. Um, but yeah, boom. What else other movie news did we get? New image of Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 7. He's standing on a train. So that's the news. He's on a train. He's standing on it. He's literally standing on a train. I don't think I've seen any Mission Impossibles other than the second one.
I haven't watched a Mission Impossible movie in years. All I know is that Tom Cruise goes to insane lengths to make these shots and these movies happen, and
Yeah.
they are pretty amazing shots. Like that, he had to hold his breath for over like 5 minutes for an underwater shot,
Yeah,
and
dude
he
is insane.
also held on to an airplane as it was fucking taking off and like broke his ankle jumping between buildings because he refuses to let people do stunts for him, and like learned how to fucking rock climb and rappel down buildings and shit. And like, I'm not exaggerating. Tom Cruise does like probably
I
like
know.
99% of his stunts in
I
those movies.
would hate to be a producer or a director of Tom Cruise because like you have to take out insane insurance if
I
you're
was gonna
Tom
say,
Cruise.
I don't want to be his insurance agent. Like, just
Right?
like every time a new movie comes out, you're just like, fuck. God damn it.
Tom, you actually don't have to jump out of a plane without a parachute. We can CGI it, or we can fake it.
No, someone will catch me. I'm already jumping.
Yeah, it's like, okay, okay, guy. I don't know. I've always felt like mixed about that whole thing. Like, I like actors who do their own stunts and things, but like at the same time, there are like trained stunt people who can do it. Like that's their job, first of all. So you're kind of taking away their job, and second of all, like if the main actor for a film gets injured, that is putting off production for months.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
again, other people's jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to be a dick to be like an actor who's like, I do all my own stunts, because it's like if you like you're the leading actor of this film, Tom Cruise. If you get injured or anything bad happens to you, the sound designers, the people on set, production designers, the DP, the director, all the PAs, they're not working.
They have nothing to do for weeks and weeks while you
Exactly.
sit in a hospital bed and eat fucking cherry jello and watch Murder She Wrote.
Dude, Tom Cruise probably just watches Tom Cruise movies. Probably just watches Mission Impossibles. I know a lot of actors don't watch their own films, but I feel like Tom Cruise is some person who just like throws on what's that movie where he like Top Gun, not the other movie where he's like a bartender. You know what I'm talking about?
Cocktail?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
That's exactly what it's called.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Or Mummy, or like Tom Cruise probably just watches Tom Cruise films.
Oh man, Cocktail, 1988, starring Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He was in that. What was it? Days of Thunder. Was that him?
I think
Like,
so.
if that was him and he was doing his own stuff, it was him. God damn it, Tom Cruise. What's it?
Ghost Dance.
What'd you do on that movie? I drove 200 miles an hour.
God damn it. Ghost Dance said Tom Cruise gonna die before not doing his own stunts. Excited to see him dogfight in space. Yeah, like God. But like this image of like the new Mission Impossible 7 is like literally like an old school locomotive, and he's just like on the front of it as it's going. It's
And
like,
that's him,
that's
actually
him.
standing on a fucking train,
It's like you were so
risking all your jobs.
It's like, God damn it, Tom Cruise. God, the top comment on this is they breaking into Hogwarts, which is kind of funny, actually. Yeah, he's definitely a legit adrenaline junkie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all right. What else do we got going on?
Goodness. The final trailer for A Quiet Place 2 dropped.
Yeah, I don't think that movie needed a sequel.
I agree completely. I also didn't see the first movie like when it dropped initially, so I'm probably gonna do the same thing. I'll just casually watch this when I get the opportunity.
I will have to say though, seeing A Quiet Place in a packed theater is one of the better horror experiences I've had because
Oh, I believe it.
the silence was so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable when you're sitting in a like theater with probably like 30 to 40 people. This was a big theater I saw it in. And like the movie is quiet and no one is making a noise in the theater. It is so unsettling. I do have to give that movie that. The sound design was amazing. Or the lack of sound, which is still sound design. Amazing.
Yeah, that it did nail that part. I didn't watch it in theaters, but like even still, it
Yeah.
was done really well. I did like the first one. I liked it a lot, but I don't think it warranted a sequel. But I'm sure I'll eventually wind up watching this.
Yeah, I just don't think it needed a sequel. I think it would have it's a great one and done. The concept was good. It was a good film.
Yeah.
8.5. You don't have to make a sequel.
Yeah.
Don't have
That
to
was
leave it.
an actual horror movie that like made me gasp
Yeah.
and like get like a little bit like holy fuck, like what? Yeah. The first time I watched it, it was insane.
Absolutely.
The second time I watched it, it was less insane.
Yeah. I've only seen it once. I feel like after like I said, in theaters, one time, doesn't need a sequel. Great experience. Good experience.
Perfect in every way.
Yeah.
That's actually all I have written down for movies without talking about Army of the Dead more.
Oh, I have one big one that's gonna lead into what we're all watching for this week.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, Ghost Hand, you're right. So yeah, it's like one of those movies where they discover the alien's weakness in the first one, and then it's like, why didn't the military know to use sound? like, what? Or I can't. Is that's how they defeated it, right? They used like a lot of noise and a frequency. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. All right. So, actually, let's talk about Army of the Dead first. Did you read the article that's Army of the Dead scene with full frontal zombie nudity didn't make the final cut?
No.
Yeah, that's only
It can't just be a normal conversation about this movie either. Every time it comes up, it's some fucking like absurd shit.
yes, it's an absurd movie.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It came up like you know how if you leave your TV on with Netflix on, eventually it'll just rotate like title
Yeah,
cards or whatever.
yeah.
Um, so the Army of the Dead one came up today or yesterday. It looks cool based on that, but that does not look anything like any of the movie posters.
Right, exactly. The marketing is so bizarre. It's so everywhere.
Yeah, and the trailers are not painting the same picture as this like one movie poster either, I guess.
Oh
Not movie
God.
poster, but like image on my screen. It's literally just like Batista and the other people standing in a vault door.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be weird.
That's
I'm gonna
really
watch
all I
it
have
for
to
the
say about it.
lulz.
Yeah, I feel like we'll definitely have to watch it. I don't know. Hopefully it's not a long movie. I hope it's like an hour and a half.
It's gonna be like 2.5
It's
hours.
going to be. It is. It's gonna be like 3 hours. It's a Zack Snyder film. Let's see if there's an Army of
Half an hour of slow mo gunfire.
Army of the Dead runtime. It's 2 hours and 28 minutes.
Nailed it.
Why?
Oh, I better have a fucking amazing story. Like, holy shit. Or I'm
It's
gonna go
not
on
going
Twitter
to.
and I'm gonna start an uprising and I want to release the someone else's
I will
cut.
start a remove the Snyder cut.
Remove Army
Take
of
it
the
back.
Dead from Netflix.
Get out of here. Take it back.
Hashtag sell Army of the Dead Netflix.
Oh my! Oh, you know, because Warner Brothers gave it to release the Snyder cut. There's going to be like a release the Army of the Dead cut. Like, okay, this is a prediction. The movie comes out. It is not good. Somehow, some strange internet people blame it on the studio, which it could be. We get some bizarre like White House petition that's going to be released the Army of the Dead cut or something.
Yep.
And I'm going to be incredibly angry at it. I'm just gonna make me mad.
Man, Zack Snyder just drawing in all the petitions.
Yeah, yeah. I literally cannot go on Twitter, which I do not go on that often, without seeing something about them trying to bring back the Snyderverse. I'm like, stop.
Leave it alone.
Just let it die. Oh, all right.
Oh, man.
Oh, God, I'm working myself up into a cough. Well, talking about franchises coming back from the dead. That's not what we were talking about. But we have an announcement of 4 days ago. The Muppets are coming back with a Haunted Mansion Halloween movie. Hell yeah. I'm excited.
Woo!
There's never been a Halloween Muppets film, despite them having my favorite Muppet Show episodes were Vincent Price and Alice Cooper. They can do like haunted Halloween stuff.
Nice.
So I'm excited. And we are watching the Muppets movie for next week.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that on Disney Plus?
It is.
Okay.
Listen, this is my pitch to anyone out there. The Muppet movie is, I think, 1970. Oh God, what is it? Yeah, we're not watching the 2011 one either. We're watching the actual Muppet movie.
1970 what?
1979.
79?
Hell yeah. Directed
I
by
wasn't even born yet.
exactly. Directed by Jim Henson and Frank Oz themselves. With I'm not. There's so many good cameos. I'm not even going to talk about all the cameos in it. Um,
Looking it up. The Muppet movie, the original classic?
yeah, the 1979.
1979. Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited. I have not watched Muppet
I'm
anything in a long time.
excited for you to hear your opinion on it. Like I talk about the Muppets all the time. The Muppet movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. Jim Henson is why I am an artist. I still will argue the Muppet movie is like still one of the best like movies of that era. Um, it's good.
I
It's
don't know if I've ever really seen it, and what I should say is I know I giggle and laugh every time you say that you like the Muppets, but that's just because I'm a troll. I respect the craft,
yeah, it's
but
good.
I
I
also have
think
never devoted time to it, really.
yeah, I'm interested to see your point of view of it from someone who didn't like grow up with the Muppets like I did.
Yeah,
Should be good. I know it's still a beloved film too. That's something else. I'm not making us all watch a film that is like
he's not
regarded as a
trolling.
bad film. Like this, like is still like regarded as like I think like on Rotten Tomatoes, even though that doesn't really matter, it's still like over like 88%. IMDb has it like an 8 out of 10. Robert Ebert
Nice.
gave it an incredibly good review. Like this movie is a legit good movie.
I believe
Um,
it.
so yeah, we're gonna watch the Muppet movie, the 1979 one. But we're getting Disney is finally doing something. I'm gonna say I'm gonna take responsibility for them doing something after me yelling at Disney a lot to bring the Muppets back. So I'm gonna take. I did it. I brought the Muppets back. Everyone. Not really, but yeah. We're getting a Muppet movie. I don't know if it's just gonna be Disney Plus, but I don't care. And it's also a Haunted Mansion movie, which is cool.
Nice.
I like the Haunted Mansion. Yeah. Okay. So let me see. I think that's the last movie stuff I want to talk about. Um, we don't really watch anime, so we can't really talk about the new Dragon Ball Super movie. So I have nothing to say about it. Florence and the Machine will perform original song for Cruella. I mean, that just sounds like it makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fit. All right, let's move over to TV news.
You got it. Trailers.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Well, what did we get for trailer wise?
Well, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, Mystery Science Theater, hit their Kickstarter goal, so we're getting a new season of Mystery Science Theater,
Oh,
which is
nice.
also a fantastic
The one
thing.
with Patton Oswalt?
No,
Am I not
wait,
thinking of
is
the right thing?
Mystery Science Theater is the one where they riff on movies?
Yeah.
Is Patton Oswalt a Mystery Science
Maybe
Theater?
I'm not thinking of the right
No,
thing.
I could be wrong.
I'm looking. I'm doing curious typing.
Oh, he came back for the revival.
Yeah. Okay, I will the right thing.
Oh, he did appear in the. Okay, he did promotional spots for him in the 90s. Um, see, I haven't really seen much of the revival. I've
I
only
haven't
really
watched
seen.
any of it ever.
Oh, it's good. It's really good. I think you would enjoy it. It's a lot of what we do is kind of what Mystery Science Theater did.
Nice.
Okay, I gotta say, anyone who watches like React YouTubers or Twitch people, like, or anyone who like comments on movies or stuff on the internet, like Mystery Science Theater started that shit. Like they were making
Okay.
fun of movies before any like on video and on Comedy Central and on the internet before anyone else. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is so funny.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah, but they hit their Kickstarter and they are coming back with more, a new full season actually.
Nice.
That's cool.
Exciting.
Yeah. All right, what are we
Um,
gonna? Yeah. What are you gonna talk about?
Of course, like the day or two after the last podcast recorded, when I was talking about
Oh,
Stranger
is
Things
there a
4
trailer?
trailer dropped. Yeah, it's about a minute long. It's not really that like crazy. I'm excited for Stranger Things 4, but the trailer was not exciting to me,
Okay, I just skimmed through it. It looks like it's all about 11.
pretty much.
Okay.
Um it was just like I don't know. It wasn't I liked it in terms of what a trailer does though. It didn't show
Yeah.
me too much or go too crazy. Got me a little excited, but I don't really care about the trailer. I'm just excited to see the show.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is a mutual friend of ours sent me the official Red Band trailer for Love, Death, Robots, which was
Yeah, I saw that. I
pretty
didn't watch it.
fantastic.
I purposely didn't watch it. I don't want to say anything about it before I binge it all when it first comes out. But it was good.
Yeah, I thought about not watching it too. I had considered not, but I did, and it was worth it. Not to like that is not a means of
Right.
convincing you to do that, but it
Definitely.
was cool. I mean, I'm very excited to watch the new season. I watched a couple episodes of the current stuff um recently. Watched The Secret War over the last week actually. It's a good
Oh,
episode.
nice. Yeah, they're all. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. That's all I have to say. Like, I'm not gonna talk about it until I watch it all, and then I'll probably spend an entire goddamn episode just talking about how much I love it.
Yeah, so I have to watch Invincible and that hopefully before the next podcast.
Yeah, that's coming out this weekend.
Yeah, I think Thursday. Friday? The 14th, I thought.
May 14th, which is Friday. Okay.
Nice.
Well, I know what I'm watching this weekend after I watch the
Yeah,
Revenant movie.
so I'd like to watch Invincible and that this week. We'll
Yeah,
see though.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll try to watch as much as possible. I'll probably. What am I saying? I'll watch it all. I'll watch it all. We'll talk about
I'm
it.
gonna try.
Yeah.
We'll see how my week turns out though.
Yeah.
Um, I have two other things on my list. One of them
Okay.
I don't know shit about. I don't know about trailers or anything. I just know that it exists, and it's called Sweet Tooth, and it's produced by Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, that's the one with like the deer kid.
Yeah, I
There's a
saw the
trailer
name
for it.
Sweet Tooth, and I just haven't seen it if it
Oh.
exists or anything. I quickly IMDb'd it because I wanted to put it out in the air and see if you knew anything about it. And then most importantly, I like RDJ, and I don't think he gets enough love on this
It
podcast.
it
So.
looks like God, what are they called? What were all those movies in the 2010s? Um, that were like, oh God, it was like Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Twilight.
Yeah, like a teen novel or
Yeah,
something.
there's a specific that's a specific genre I can't think of right now. It seems like it's in that loop, but I know it is like a beloved comic.
Hmm.
I watched a trailer. It really didn't really do anything for me. Like I didn't see, it and I was like, I want to like this is amazing. But I just don't know too much about it.
Yeah. The other thing, yeah, the only thing I wanted to mention that is because of Robert Downey Jr.
For sure.
came up on my radar. Um, yeah, I mean that's the other thing I had on my list was SNL, just because
With
it
Elon
was
Musk.
yeah, just because it keeps popping up on my Twitter
God,
and
I it keeps
stuff.
popping up. Have you watched any of the skits?
Yeah, I watched the Weekend Update and the
Yeah,
Wario one, and they're all not. I don't know, man.
they sucked.
Yeah, it's not great, and I
I'll
feel
say it.
like
They
yeah,
sucked.
no, it's not. SNL is not good and anymore,
No.
and I feel like that's like a super common thing that I hear people say, like, "Oh, it was good so long ago," and it's
People have
like
been saying it's been bad since like forever.
forever.
I think like people only nostalgically like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, like I enjoy seeing people that I enjoy seeing
Yeah.
in other stuff
Right.
do funny stuff on Saturday Night Live. For instance, like if I were to watch an old like Chevy Chase clip or like Adam Sandler or something, like I
Yeah.
feel like I would find a lot more enjoyment out of that than like any of the new stuff they're putting out. I'm just not
Yeah.
sure like who their audience is right now.
I don't know. I don't know if they ever knew who their audience was.
That might
Um,
be true too.
like, I mean, it's like they're like, it's the Saturday Night Live is weird because you can always remember like the really good bits, like Don't Fear the Reaper, anything Chris Farley did.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are always like the standout, but you have to like remember Saturday Night Live is like on almost every Saturday night.
Yeah,
So the amount of like good clips and good sketches we have, like there's so many sketches that are just bad.
that's true. You're gonna get some stinkers when you're doing, that much
They've been doing
TV.
it since the 70s.
Right. So that's understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just noticed it was getting a lot of flack this week, so I added it to the list.
Well, yeah, it doesn't help that like Elon Musk is a very controversial figure.
True.
That he's not funny. It's weird. It's
Not
weird.
particularly.
It's
No.
weird that you have someone who doesn't have like you. I guess you can make an argument that people like Elon Musk's like humor and charisma. I'm not a fan of
I
it.
thought he was a lot funnier, like his first go on the Joe Rogan podcast. In the beginning of that podcast, I thought he had me giggling a little bit, but it's mostly just because he was uncomfortable and like out of
Yeah.
place. And then once he started to get comfortable, I started to get uncomfortable.
Right. I don't want to say too much about Elon Musk because he has a lot of fanboys. Like I'm more afraid
Yeah.
of Elon Musk's fans than Disney's fans. like
Yeah, I don't not like the guy. I think he's doing big things and
I'm not a big
whatnot.
fan. Some of the stuff he has done is really shitty, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't haven't done all the research or whatever, but I mean, electric cars are rad and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's about all I got to say about that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Saturday Night Live is like never really like. My mom watches it. That's like. That's
Yeah,
it.
like okay, here's my thing. Everyone that I know that would be up at the time that they'd be watching Saturday Night Live
Isn't.
is doing other shit like
Yeah.
playing video games or like taking care of their kid or like hanging out with their wife or watching There Will Be Blood to prepare for a podcast. Like I don't know anything else. Um,
Exactly.
but like occasionally I'll get up and my dad will have like fallen asleep in front of the TV hours ago, and
Yeah.
now Saturday Night Live is on. Like
Right.
that's their target audience right now.
Yeah. And like yeah. Yeah, it's just weird. Well, I guess Saturday Night Live works into the movie we're watching this week too, the Muppet movie. Well, I'll talk about that next week though.
Okay,
There's a
perfect.
They have a history. All right. Yeah. Is there any other news? I'm trying to think of, like even if there was like any video game news, or anything that kind of came out.
Nothing is like jumping out at me immediately.
Yeah, I can't. We got some like images from the new Scorsese film.
Okay.
I've never been someone who can see like a like image and be like, oh yeah, like it doesn't tell me anything.
Right.
Like, okay, so there are some givens in like Hollywood. Scorsese's making it. I don't know if I would say I'm a big Scorsese fan. I don't think his films are bad. Just like
Right.
I sometimes those longer films that are kind of like very dry aren't usually like something I want to watch all the time.
Right.
So like I kind of avoid Scorsese films. DiCaprio's in it.
Okay.
That should also be a given. It's a Scorsese film.
Uh
And yeah, but I know that was like a big deal. Like people have been talking about it. It's like Leonardo, but someone said like Leonardo DiCaprio's like not recognized. Like you can't recognize him in the image. Like what image are you looking at? Like that's like the first thing I
yeah, it
saw without
clearly
reading
looks
the
like him.
article. I was like, oh, that's DiCaprio. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
I knew immediately that was him. It doesn't even say his name in this fucking picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Scorsese has a lot of movies that I've particularly enjoyed,
Right.
and a
Like
lot
he
of
is a
other
good
movies.
filmmaker. It's simple like that. He's like a good filmmaker. He's one of
Mhm.
the best. But they're
He
also
just
very
has a lot of
specific.
other movies that like I have looked at the runtime and been like, I don't know.
Like, did you ever watch The Irishman?
No, for that exact
Yeah,
reason. Like
yeah,
I just and then like here I am directly like contradicting myself from weeks past that just sat down and watched the fucking Snyder cut or whatever.
right.
But also it's like maybe it just doesn't call out to me in that way. I don't know. But like I've
It,
seen some of the stuff that he's done that's been really good
yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like the Wolf of Wall Street, good film.
Didn't he do
Shutter
Shutter
Island,
Island?
yep.
Yeah,
The
which was
Departed.
sweet. I loved Shutter Island.
Yeah, The Departed's really good. Gangs of New York, good.
Gangs of New York is
Tax,
fantastic.
yeah, Taxi Driver, the good.
Talking
Casino, good.
Scorsese is a perfect segue right now because of Gangs
Yeah,
of New York,
yeah,
because of Daniel Day-Lewis.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember why it was good,
Are
but
we
now that you
getting
said it,
there?
yeah, let's do that. So that's all the news and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope if you guys have any news or see some news and you want to catch us next week, we go live at 6 p.m. Eastern. We were a little late today, but that happens. Bring your news, and if you have anything you want us to talk about, we will talk about it. Just bring it up in one of our chats. But it
Yeah.
is time to cover the movie of the week, and that is There Will Be Blood. I need to pull up the IMDb page because there was a lot of names that I will
Yeah.
not forget. Yeah, so the 2007 Daniel Day-Lewis led, Paul Thomas Anderson directed. If you were not, I should also say Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano led, because Paul Dano equally as important in this film.
Yeah.
I would agree. But Paul Thomas Anderson directed. If that name sounds familiar to you, you've probably seen Punch Drunk Love or Boogie Nights, both also pretty good movies. Yeah. So this movie was not what I expected it to be.
Thank goodness.
I don't know. I like I said, I've seen clips of it. It felt kind of experimental, which I really liked. For those who want to know what There Will Be Blood is about, it's a character study film. For those who don't know what that means, is like there is an overarching story and all that stuff, but that stuff kind of takes a back seat because really the most important thing about this film is the story of our main. That is how our character evolves. Daniel Plainview.
True villain's journey.
Yeah. Um. Acted by Daniel Day-Lewis, which honestly, Daniel Day-Lewis, one of the greatest actors of our lifetime. I don't even think that is a thing that's like an opinion or like subjective. I think that's just an objective truth that most people will agree with.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Day-Lewis, one of the greatest actors of our time, maybe his greatest role.
I could agree with that.
Anyway, we follow the main character. Daniel Day-Lewis plays Daniel Plainview as he starts as just an oil worker, and we see him go from oil worker to oil tycoon. Along the way, he runs into Paul Dano's character, which I will have to say the whole twin brother thing threw me off when I first watched it. Like when we first meet his character, and he tells Plainview about the oil, and then they go to the then Plainview goes to the land where the twin told him like that's where the oil is, and like he meets Paul Dano's character, like second character, and like they're acting all weird. I was just like, what the fuck is happening right now? I was very confused. But then they talked about being brothers. I was like, okay. I was that moment like actually like the only moment of the film where I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. So no, I'll save this bit till then.
Okay.
Carry on.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a film that I don't really want to describe in like detail because it's all about the acting. It's all about the main character. It's all about how he responds. Just know it is a tragic tale of greed and pretty much what the turn of the century, of the 20th century, and the greed. Yeah, greed. It's about greed and religion.
Family.
Power. The power dynamic is probably the most important part of it, because we see power in two ways. We see power in religion, and we see power in money and greed, and we see how both characters who go after power in both of those ways both end up defeated at the end.
Yeah.
We see what power can do, how it can corrupt, how greed can destroy a family. Um, the movie is very well shot. Which, fun fact, I don't know if you did this on purpose. But let me find his name. But why did you pick this movie for this week?
Uh, well, I want to say something about long shots because I said something about them last week too. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's what you're getting at, but that's not why I picked this movie. I picked this movie because Daniel Plainview and Louis Bloom are both um, um, masterful entrepreneurs that are on this like villain journey. That was my original thought.
yeah. Well, another Easter egg connection is
Kermit the
uh
Frog.
no, I wish. Robert Elswit was the director of photography in 2007 for There Will Be Blood. 7 years later, in
Oh, he did
2014,
Nightcrawler.
he was the director of photography for Nightcrawler.
Fuck
That is why you got that
yeah.
connection, is because it was shot by the same person, and you can tell
Hell yeah.
they're both masterfully shot, very beautiful.
So, on that note, I was gonna say, I said about Nightcrawler about how sometimes I don't like the long shots because they can be like distracting or out of place or they
Yeah,
take from the story, but that movie did it so masterfully. I was actually prepared to state tonight that this is follows in that movie's vein of like doing it masterfully.
I
And it's so funny that you're telling me that now because I really didn't. I had no idea.
yeah, shot by the same person. I had to look that up. Also,
That's
another
awesome.
weird note. So the person who did the soundtrack for There Will Be Blood is the guitarist for Radiohead.
That is awesome.
Yeah, because I like that's how I first like found out all these weird connections, because when I'm watching a movie, I like to like see like, oh, who's the sound designer? Do I know them?
Hmm.
Like, well, not do I know them like personally, but like have
Have
I
we hung
seen their
around?
work before? Or same with like the DP, because for those who don't know, the director of photography usually so the hierarchy on a set is the director is at top, producers are above the director. Hopefully they don't interfere too much, but the director is at top. He or she is the one ordering people around, getting the actors ready, telling people what they want to see. The director of photography is like the second in line. The director of photography is the one who works with the lighting and the camera angles. They're the ones who say what lens to use, or the ones who set up the shot. They'll show the director what they're shooting, but usually the DP has a lot of freedom on choosing how the shots look. It dictates how a film feels. So it
Nice.
was cool to see that connection, because Nightcrawler and There Will Be Blood, very very similar stories. Very
Yeah.
similar stories. Both psychopaths.
Yeah. And they
Um,
elicit very similar feelings in terms of like using the scenery to give you scope and like instilling this feeling of dread kind of like all the time, even in the best moments.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's kind of wild. It's
yeah.
good.
So
Fantastic film.
there was this article that I read recently. Um, and I did some fact checking. I think it is true, but as always, fact check your articles. Don't just read a headline to an article and believe it. Um, that kind of goes with both of these films, and that is 1 in 5 business leaders, most likely have psychopathic tendencies. So like and that's kind of what we got with both Louis Bloom and Plainview.
Yeah.
CEOs, leaders of their business, being psychopaths. I mean, most movies, like the CEO of the company is the bad guy because they're a psychopath.
Mm,
So it's like it makes sense. These movies felt so interconnected. But yeah, this movie was fantastic. It was great. I was entertained and enthralled the entire time. Um, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, the cinematography, absolutely beautiful. The first like 10 minutes when there's no dialogue is probably my favorite
yeah, I
part of the
love that.
movie. It feels very 2001: A Space Odyssey. We're just kind of we don't have to learn. We aren't told anything there. We're just seeing how
Hmm.
people get the oil from the land. Um, how deadly it could be, how dangerous it can be, how much like work it is. It could even be longer than 10 minutes, but it's so nice. I honestly could watch the entire film with like no dialogue, just like that.
Hmm.
Um, but then we wouldn't get Daniel Day-Lewis's amazing performance.
Just a stone cold animal, dude.
Yeah,
He's such a stunner. And
he really is.
he every time he like sets his eyes on a person, you know it's just like over.
Right,
And he's not even
yeah.
like a murderer. It's just like I don't know. It's like Paul Dano approaches him and is like, "You can mention me in your speech," and he's like, "Yeah, for sure, I will."
Well, it's the power dynamic. He doesn't like
Yeah.
he could do that. A normal, like considerate, like sympathetic, empathetic person would do that. But no, he sees someone trying to take power from underneath him,
Hmm.
even though it's not even power that he would have. He says it in the film when he's talking to his spoiler alert fake brother, where he
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
"I hate when people are having
Are successful.
are successful." Like he straight out comes out and says that, which is just like Nightcrawler. Like he, we don't get until like 75% of the way through the film where we get the main character saying the the quiet part out loud. Like in
Hmm.
Nightcrawler, we have Lewis Bloom saying, "I don't like people," and then in this There Will Be Blood, we get Plainview saying, "I hate seeing other people successful. I don't like people." Like literally, it's almost the same speech.
Yeah.
It's the same idea. They both don't like. They are psychopaths. They do not like
Yep.
other people. They do not care. Um, and yeah, he just that's the thing. But like, also the weird thing with his family, like he's a weirdly like kind of sympathetic character at the same time. Until he says that stuff. But
Yeah,
also like
yeah.
Lewis Bloom is kind of the same. It's like, oh, is this guy like maybe like he's just socially awkward and stuff. But
Right.
then like he says that stuff and he does like the other incredibly heinous things and it's just like, all right, no, shit. And that's how There Will Be Blood too. Like I didn't feel
Yeah.
sympathy for him toward at the end, but like I kind of felt sympathy towards him in like the middle and the beginning of the film.
Yeah. I'll say their stories are incredibly similar, but their trajectories are a little bit different.
Yeah,
Like Plainview, well, I guess you can't really say because in the beginning of the movie there isn't any talking really.
there's no
So
dialogue.
like you but you have no reason to assume that he is a bad man.
No.
Because of the times, you almost have reason to assume that he's doing a good thing by taking in this
He's
kid.
exactly. He seems like a sympathetic person. Then you find out he has the
Hmm.
kid for business. He
Yeah.
doesn't do it
Unlike
because
Lewis,
yeah.
who
Well, yeah,
starts at an upward angle of like beating someone up and then
that
like
is true. Like,
doing a
yeah,
bunch of terrible shit. But they're
yeah.
both on the same journey.
But even then,
Um,
Lewis, like, oh God, his underling, the person he hires, like,
hmm
well, at that point, you know, Lewis Bloom's a psycho, but he was also like,
hmm
I just want the best is for you, and it's like, no, you don't.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
I'm really happy to hear that you enjoyed this movie because it
yeah,
is one of my all-time favorites. So
it's
I'm
great.
glad it hit home. It's fantastic that there's all these weird connections between this week and last week because I truly had no idea. That's awesome. These
Yeah,
movies do kind of elicit the same
they
feelings,
are,
which
and I would say
is
there's
cool.
probably only one other film that's closer to There Will Be Blood than Nightcrawler, and that's No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
But that's because I also found out No Country for Old Men. First of all, they came out at the same time. It's like
Yep.
the whole oh God, what's the other movie like Armageddon? You know what I'm talking about?
Judgment Day.
Is it Judgment? It might be. It's like Armageddon
Cool.
and Deep Impact.
Ah.
Like they came out in both. They both came out in 1998, and they're pretty much the same film. Um, if there's any people who love those movies and I just insulted you, I'm sorry, I guess. um, but There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men came out in the same year, but they were also filmed less than I think like 5 miles from each other during the same time. They were both filming at the same time. Those landscapes you see in No Country for Old Men are the same landscapes you see in There Will Be Blood.
Yep. They always get mentioned side by side, and I think it's
Yeah,
because they got released around the same time. Like whenever I mention this to someone, they're like, "Oh, that one with the guy with the weird hair," and I'm like, "No,
no,
dude."
that's No Country for Old Men. Well, also, in that the Oscars, No Country for Old Men won Best Picture, but Daniel Day Lewis won Best Actor.
Ah, nice. Interesting. So the one thing I wanted to say earlier, but I figured I'd push it to the end just
Yeah,
because the more times I watched this movie, the more keen I was on things. So, The first time I watched this movie, I didn't think Paul was real.
I did,
Um,
yeah, I could see that too. Like,
yeah, I thought that Eli was playing both Paul and Eli and trying to get one over on this oil man. And now after having watched it this time, Daniel Plainview agreed with that thought when he first came to Little Boston.
yeah,
When he first met Eli, you could just tell that he was like, "Is this the same motherfucker? Like, is this the same fucking guy?"
right,
And then upon watching it, it was like in the end of the movie, he goes on to tell Eli like Paul was the better brother, and he tells Eli all the successes that Paul has had with his
yeah,
help. He helped him like start a business, and like he's got rigs and stuff now that are pumping oil. I
yeah.
was like, okay. So like the first time I watched that, I was pretty convinced that Paul wasn't real.
But even
And
that could be
then
like, could that have been him just toying with him, being like, oh, if you
yeah.
went under my lineage, if you like followed me, did everything I wanted you perfectly, this could have been you. Like, I think they're like, obviously they did that for a reason. We don't see them at the same time. Well, first of all, it probably would cost more money, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so that was still kind
yeah.
of like hung up in my mind
I
some of
think
the
it's a weird
time.
choice. It's a weird choice. Same with the beginning. That's why I said it kind of reminded me of an experimental film. Not a fully experimental film, but like they did a lot of like that type of things using the
Yeah.
same actor for the same for two different characters, but never really explaining that.
Hmm.
The beginning where there's only accidental dialogue. Accidental dialogue means there's also another word for it. It means like the dialogue
When you
that's
fall
recorded.
down.
Yeah. Like accidental dialogue for a documentary would be like if you're filming in a park and someone is having a conversation they walk past. It's not like the forefront, it's just part of that scene.
Mm.
That is what is happening in the beginning of this movie. None of the dialogue is supposed to push the story forward or it's supposed to do anything. Like there's barely any. I think there's only a couple words. Um, but it was great. This yeah, this was it was good. It was good. I could also
Glad.
see like every movie we've covered, I can also see why people don't like it because people don't like certain movies. I think if you don't like long, slow studies of a character, you're not gonna like this movie.
Hmm.
Um, I specifically saw someone on Reddit who, I mean, first of all, if you go on Reddit and put like a 6 paragraph explanation why this movie is terrible, like chill
Oh
out.
gosh.
Which was funny because like it was from like 3 years ago, and they're like, "There will be blood" is horrible, and I'm not meaning to dunk on this person, but like that's a lot of energy to put into something you
Yeah,
don't like. And like I get it, like it's very popular, but like if you don't like it, you don't like it. There's no need to
right. There's no
like
shame in
yeah,
not liking a thing.
exactly. That's just like that's just a part of the internet. You don't like something and you have to get so defensive about it.
Yeah,
It's okay to not like things. I
yeah.
don't like a lot of movies that people think are great, but I also am not going to spend like my night dissecting why it's a bad movie
Right. You don't
because it's
have to
probably is a good movie.
don't have to justify yourself, friend.
Yeah, yeah. Which is just funny because I like to do research on movies before I watch it, and it was like the top thing that
Hmm.
came up on Reddit. It was like, "There Will Be Blood" is an awful movie, and
Damn.
it was like the story was bad, the characters were unrelatable. I'm like, I don't know what you were watching. Just
I didn't watch this movie to relate to a fucking oil man psychopath. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
yeah. It was just insane, and just I just want to point that out. If you don't like a movie, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I didn't really like Interstellar. But like that's a good movie. I'm not gonna say that's a bad movie, but I also know like that's a beloved movie. I don't like it. That's fine.
So at this point in our podcast, we usually just move on
Yeah,
past that part of the
yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
We'll segue now
yeah. Let's segue.
because I fucking love Interstellar.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like people love that movie. I don't. That's just I don't like Christopher Nolan. It's like
I
not
can
like
understand
I
that.
don't like his.
So
Okay, I should say. Well, Christopher Nolan has done this stuff last year, which made me not really like him. But like, I don't really like his movies. They're not for me. That's it. They're not
right,
bad. They're just not movies I enjoy.
and that's okay.
Even though I do want to watch Tenet to dunk on it, that is something I do want to do.
Dude, I kind of want to watch it too. Like, I haven't seen it, and everybody's
It's on
talking
HBO
shit.
Max. What's really funny is it's on HBO Max, and I had to search to find it
Oh
the
man,
other
I didn't
day.
even know it was on there. Holy shit.
Well, right, no one's talking about it. Like, you'd think like if Tenet came to HBO Max, like it would be like on the front page, being like
Dang.
Tenet. Like you have to like actually like. It's not even like in movies you would enjoy. Well, obviously that would be to my algorithm. Obviously, Christopher Nolan movies aren't gonna pop up there for me. But like you would think like it would be like new movies. Like it's not like Kong vs Godzilla. I found before I found Tenet.
Dang.
Yeah. But yeah, let's segue. Let's push into the last part of our podcast where we take this movie that we love, this beloved movie, and through you wonderful audience, your votes, we ruin this movie by switching its genre and by making it a prequel, sequel, or remake. Let's see what we got. It looks like in the Discord people were chanting musical, so I have a feeling like that might have won. Which would be
There's a poll.
there is, but there was also verbal.
They use the poll.
I hope so. That's a good question. If you said it in Discord and didn't use the poll, I'm gonna slap you.
Yeah, you gotta use the poll.
All right, prequel. Prequel musical won by 1 vote. A prequel musical. Okay. Oh, something we forgot to do. That we've been doing in the last couple podcasts that I really like. Let's dissect There Will Be Blood. What needs to come out of it to make There Will Be Blood? Like what made There Will Be Blood so great? I think a great performance by an actor.
Uh-huh.
But I should not even say great. Career-defining performance from an actor.
Masterful, if you will. A master class on acting.
Yeah. Beautiful
or
cinematography.
Musical.
Long shot for cinematography, I should say. Very slow edits. It's not an Edgar Wright film. It's the opposite, pretty much. I think we need to have the guitarist or a member of a band be the person who does the soundtrack. I just feel like that's right.
Okay.
And maybe a character who plays an actor who plays multiple characters. And also the main character has to be a psychopath. Okay, so prequel. Now that we've established that, or do you think there's anything else we need to add to that list of what There Will Be Blood to break this down?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's a long list.
Yeah, there is. So it is a huge list. It is long. Prequel. Who's the star here? Who is our main character?
Is this about Daniel Plainview, or is it about Eli and Paul? Is it about HW's dad?
But it's also a musical.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, let's see. The first shot we find out it's in 1911, right?
The first shot is
not
in
the first shot. The first
1898.
1898. Okay, so 1898. So prequel to that, we're getting to the probably like 1880s, which I mean isn't that big of a change. People are still going out west. We have electricity. Oil is still big. I don't think much changes between the 1880s and 1890s.
How much of a prequel are we doing here?
I don't think we go that far back because then we'd have to make a Civil War film. That's a war film.
True.
I don't think I'm gonna say this now. No one ever make a musical about the Civil War. I don't think that's something someone should make.
No, that sounds taboo.
Yeah, not even taboo. It sounds tacky and just not like something someone should do. I think Disney made a really racist musical about slavery. Don't do that.
Man.
I think that is what Songs of the South is about. Don't do that.
Oh my.
Yeah, that is actually like musical with slavery in it, which is not good. Don't do that.
That's fucking weird. I didn't even know it existed.
I plead to you. Yeah, well, Disney has made it so you don't know it exists.
That's probably smart on their part. Jesus.
Yeah, even though that like they still have an amusement ride, based on that movie that people are trying to get changed and people are angry about that. It's the internet. Anyway, prequel. Okay.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I don't know who we wanted to have be. Who's starring? Unless we have, I feel like maybe Paul Dano as Eli, younger Eli, maybe as a kid, find out why he is so religious. What if it's like the Book of Mormon?
I've never seen that.
The Book of Mormon. I've only seen clips of it. Okay, we should. What musicals have you seen?
Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Okay.
Um,
I have to think about ones I've seen too.
Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
What was that one that we saw in high school?
Dr. Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, yep, I watched that, and also Above the Sea or some shit.
I've only saw one musical in high school.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why are we talking about this?
Yes, we're doing a musical. we
Yeah,
have to figure out.
saying we couldn't write a musical.
Well, we need to find out what musicals we've seen first, so we can take from them.
Okay.
Les Mis. Do you ever see Les Mis, the movie?
Nope.
Okay. Across the Universe.
The
Beatles one.
Nope. But I saw that The Count of Monte Cristo.
Is that a musical?
I don't know. Am I even thinking of the right thing?
I don't know.
I
don't think The Count of Monte Cristo is a musical.
Hold on. Nope. I'm thinking of a different thing. It's a movie with Ewan McGregor.
Cats?
No, I haven't seen Cats.
Hamilton. I haven't seen Hamilton.
Haven't seen Hamilton.
I do not want to make this a Hamilton style musical though. I don't think we should make this. I don't know how to make a rap style There Will Be Blood. I just went to The Sound of Music. I hate that movie. That's another movie that I don't like. That people love.
The Sound of Music?
Yeah, I hate that movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen that either.
Oh, The Wizard of Oz. Okay, yeah, that's a musical. I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Singing in the Rain. Never saw it. La La Land. Never saw
Where's
that.
this effing movie? I know that you were in it, Ewan.
Rocket Man was amazing. That came out in 2019. That's a really good musical. Highly recommend that one.
Ewan. What is this movie called? He
Mary
was in Black Hawk
Poppins.
Down. Moulin Rouge.
He was in Black Hawk Down?
Yeah, that's what I'm
What
saying.
the fuck? I didn't know
Moulin
that.
Rouge. This was a fucking musical, right?
The Muppets were a musical. Yeah, the Muppets were a musical. West Side Story. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah. Well, you see, there was this girl.
Fair enough.
Back in the day.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's one. Chat, if you guys have any musicals, throw them at me.
We were really just.
Willy Wonka. Was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory a musical? I guess.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Come
with me.
What if What if it's a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory
I love it.
style musical where instead of a candy factory, it's an oil.
Church. Oh.
I mean, it could go both ways. Oh wait, because we have Dano being the main character.
I actually kind of like an oil refinery with like a young Daniel Plainview.
Yes. Okay. I got this. So it is. There will be. Oh God, I don't even know what the title is.
There will be oil.
There will be oil. It's a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But it is Daniel Plainview and the oil factory, and it's about how he learns to love oil.
Yeah, because he even said, I'm not just a man out to make money. I'm an oil man. He was educated. He knew his shit.
Yeah.
He immediately knew how to put out that fucking fire. He was like, go blow it up. That's the answer.
Yeah, go blow it up. Which I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's how you put out oil fires.
I was fucking insanely smart. I would just be like, what the fuck is going on?
I would just
what
probably leave the area.
Just let it burn out. It'll burn out.
I guess. Yeah, okay, so
he's educated. He knows what's up. He had to have had this experience.
Do you think Daniel Day-Lewis can sing?
Probably not. I think this is going to be a kid. Probably the kid that played HW.
Oh. Or do we get that de-aging?
Have you
that they
ever seen
used.
the movie Little Man?
I don't think so.
Hold on. From 2006, starring Marlon and Sean Wayans. And uh Marlon Wayans played a baby.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Oh my gosh, this picture.
Post it in the Discord. I want to see this. Oh, also Mamma Mia. I've seen that.
I don't know where help.
Just post it in a movie discussion
Here we go.
so everyone can see.
Oh, come on. Come
But
on.
anyway, yeah. So we have Paul Plainview.
Paul Plainview?
Yeah, that's not
Daniel Plainview?
Yeah, why? What am I looking at? This make me think. Oh, I have Paul Thomas Anderson's name up. Daniel. God, yeah, Daniel. Wow, I didn't. Why did I just realize Daniel Day-Lewis, Daniel Plainview? They're the same first name.
Daniel Day-Lewis is a baby.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. So we have Daniel Day-Lewis de-aged with de-aging technology as a child. I don't know if baby. Let's say like make him like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you get the golden ticket of oil? You buy barrels of oil, and as you go through them, you find a golden ticket. And then just the first scene is just a bunch of kids, still slow shot, no audio. You just have a bunch of children ripping apart barrels of oil, just dipping
Pouring
their
it out into the street.
Yeah, just a mess. Pulling
Fighting
out.
over oil.
Yeah, and he gets a ticket, and he
Trouble
goes,
and toil, give us our oil.
yes. The Oompa Loompas stay, but they're just drenched in oil the entire time. Who is our Willy Wonka? Who's playing that character? Mel Brooks is way too old. We can't DH him. I mean, not Mel Brooks, Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Who is this era's Gene Wilder? Seth Rogen.
That's a good. I was thinking of man, what's that fucking guy's name? I know his name. Napoleon Dynamite. That guy's character.
Oh,
John Heater.
He would actually, yeah. What happens if I type in this ages Gene Wilder?
That's probably not a great pick though, because it might just be RDJ.
Oh yeah, I don't see him being sinister though. I feel like Willy Wonka. Bill Hader actually, maybe.
Jim Carrey. Bill Hader would be good.
Ooh, Jim Carrey too would be good. Jim Carrey. Oh god, I was gonna say Jim Carrey has shown that he can actually like act really good too, but so is Bill Hader. Bill Hader's
Bill Hader's kind of a champ.
Yeah, Bill Hader's actually.
Oh,
really
what
good.
about Joel McHale?
I don't see him. I mean, I see him being a douchebag, but I don't see him being sinister. Not saying Joel McHale in real life is an asshole. He just plays douchebags and assholes.
Yeah,
that is his character.
That's true.
Bill Burr, maybe.
Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, who's that guy that we were talking about a couple weeks ago that was wanted to host Jeopardy really bad?
Oh,
Fuck.
Why can't I remember?
Man.
Are you talking about LeVar Burton?
Yes. Although he couldn't do Sinister either, maybe. I don't know if he
can't
could.
do.
Or maybe
actually Lana Carlson is Billy D. Williams. LeVar Burton's someone else. But yeah, even LeVar Burton.
Keith David could be good too.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Man, Keith David looked like such a badass back in the day. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What a legend.
Okay, actually, Jake Gyllenhaal. Maybe Jake Gyllenhaal's that.
Dude, I think you're probably hitting the nail right.
I think because we've seen him be a psychopath in Nightcrawler and a lot of other movies.
And he'd be a perfect influence on a young Daniel Plainview.
Right. So we have Jake Gyllenhaal playing the Willy Wonka oil tycoon. What? Okay. I want to add on to this. What contraptions do children get killed in? You know, like because like Willy Wonka, like
yeah,
have,
an
like,
oil
people,
pipe.
Yeah, obviously.
obviously.
Oh my god, I'm
Some
just
kind
thinking
of
the first
rock
scene where like
smasher.
everything's edible, but like they go in and Jake Gyllenhaal's character is like, oh, everything's oil, and it's just like really greasy plants.
Slipping and sliding around in oil, like, oh,
Yeah.
splashing around.
There's animals there for some cruel reason, just covered in oil. The German kid falls
Uh,
in, gets stuck in a tube.
there's got to
Um,
be like, we were just playing Deep Rock Galactic. You know that shale
yeah,
oil? There's got to
yeah,
be like a rock crusher that
yes,
presses it down, and some unlucky kid just
absolutely.
you're
There.
now oil.
I'm just thinking of that terrifying scene in Willy Wonka, where they're going down like the tube, and Gene
Mm-hmm.
Wilder's giving that really terrifying monologue. It's like, I don't know where we're going. It's like, like that would I could see Jake Gyllenhaal killing that role actually.
Yeah, honestly.
And then yeah, at the end we have Daniel Plainview. He makes it. No, actually, he wouldn't make it because he is not an oil tycoon at the end. Maybe he messes up somehow. Well, I guess Charlie messes up in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory too. But he doesn't get the oil. Maybe that's what the lesson is. It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but Jake Gyllenhaal's character
It's
was just in it to torment the children. He's not actually looking to give away his factory or anything.
just as psychopathic as Dan. That's like why Daniel Plainview grows up to be crazy, because he
Yeah,
didn't win the oil.
He just gets to the end and is like, psych.
He's like, I will do anything to get that oil. Just like gets a pickaxe. He's like 10 years old, just runs away from home and starts digging that very same hole that There Will Be Blood starts with.
Yeah.
Right? He leaves the factory. He's like, damn it, I didn't win my oil, and just goes and starts digging this hole. Flash forward to 1898, and There Will Be Blood begins with him hitting oil shale in this fucking hole.
Absolutely. I think that's it. That's the movie. Oh wait. Oh, we have to. What other things did we have to do? Who's the actor playing? Okay, Paul Dano's playing all the Oompa Loompas. Is that what's
Every
going on?
Oompa Loompa?
Paul Dano's playing every Oompa
Wait,
Loompa.
Peter Dinklage is every Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
And Paul Dano. Maybe they're all different.
I think a mix. We have to do that. And then, oh god, what band? What band do we get? Trent Reznor? Do we get Trent Reznor in here to do the score?
He's got to do the whole musical in the style of a rock opera.
Oh yeah, I think that this is definitely Trent Reznor's. Trent Reznor's definitely the person doing the music. But he doesn't do it like in his normal like The Social Network style, like because he's actually done movies before. He does it in the Nine Inch Nails way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
They actually don't even just get Trent Reznor; they get all of Nine Inch Nails to do the music.
All of the nails.
All of the nails, all 9 of them.
Oh, it was never about 9-inch long nails. It was 9 1-inch long nails.
Yeah, that's if you guys didn't know, that's what 9 Inch Nails was. It was just 9 members, all 1 inch.
How
many people are in 9 Inch Nails? I want to say at least 6.
I thought 9-inch nails was just Trent Reznor.
I thought it was actually a group. I could be wrong. But it was always like Trent Reznor. Oh, there's only 2 like people, and it's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They're from Cleveland. That makes sense. I don't know why that makes sense, but it does.
I get it.
I mean, I like Trent Reznor. 9 Inch Nails. So
man.
Nice. Sir. Yeah. Oh, I think that's it, Chad. Unless you guys got anything to add, I think we just nailed it with that prequel musical, There Will Be Oil, the musical, with a de-aged Daniel Day-Lewis score by Trent Reznor, in the style of 9 Inch Nails, Paul Dano, Peter Dinklage playing the Oompa Loompas. In the end, Daniel Plainview does not get anything, just becomes a psychopath. And that's the movie.
Maybe we should have called it There Will Be a Sequel.
There will be a sequel, yes. Daniel Day-Lewis somehow still wins an Oscar for Best Performance.
Naturally. As a de-aged person.
Yeah.
A baby.
Jake Gyllenhaal wins Best Did Jake Gyllenhaal win an Oscar ever? Did win an
I
Oscar?
don't know. Is it Oscar winner Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh no, he's only ever been nominated for Brokeback Mountain.
Wow,
That
really?
sucks. He's like a great actor.
Yeah, he's done some phenomenal work.
Uh,
Yeah, holy shit.
Damn,
That's crazy.
the only award for Nightcrawler, well, he was given a couple, but the only like big one was the Detroit Film Critics Society awarded him Best Actor for Nightcrawler. So that's right, Detroit, we know what's up.
Hell yeah, at least somebody around here.
Yeah, but like Oscars, he won a
Man.
Teen's Wait, what?
Hello?
Okay,
for Nightcrawler?
No, for Zodiac.
What the fuck? That's
Wait,
weirder.
Why is Teen Choice Awards talking about Zodiac? What?
What the hell? Shouldn't they be talking about like Hunger Games and Twilight and shit?
What other
MTV Movie Awards for Best Kiss, National Board of Review Award, Young Hollywood Award. Okay. What the Clatrudis
You won a
Award?
Gotham Award? Oh, that's
For
a real
what?
place.
Oh, Gotham's a real place.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
forgot that was a real place. Damn, he needs
Independent
more
Spirit
awards. I honestly like.
Wow.
He could have even got something from Donnie Darko. Like, damn.
Well, I can't believe you didn't get anything for Spider-Man. So that's what we'll wrap up tonight.
Oh yeah, I was trying to remember who he was, and I'm just reading this 2017 Choice Awards. Performers were Avril Lavigne, performing Girlfriend, Kelly Clarkson, Never Again, Fergie with Big Girls Don't Cry, and Shot Boys with Party Like a Rock Star. 2007 was a year, everyone.
Man. Party like a rock.
Let's see.
That's the only lyrics we can afford.
Yeah, really. I want to see what did they give. This is like totally off topic. I just want to see. God. These awards are so stupid. Choice Male Hottie of the Year was given to Zac Efron.
Oh my gosh.
The OMG moment was Britney Spears shaving her head. God, leave me
Get
alone.
out of here, man.
2007.
Why is there an OMG moment? That's why things are so fucked up right now. Because of OG moments back in like 2006. OMG.
The choice comedian was Dane Cook.
What?
God, 2007. I don't miss you at all.
Get out of here, 2007.
The
We're hanging out in the future now.
Choice summer song was the Hey There Delilah by the Plain White Tees.
Yeah, okay.
The male breakout artist was Akon. What?
When? In 2007?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, I don't like that. That makes me feel really old.
Oh yeah, it's making my back hurt.
Buy You a Drink came out from T-Pain.
Please.
Girlfriend.
This is too much.
Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne won best single. Oh, we're going through this.
Why?
Fergie.
Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Because I'm interested. All right. Movie of the year was High School Musical 2.
What? This is it. This is the end right now. That's a perfect place to stop.
I just need to see if there's anything else that's really funny.
Is there gonna be one worse than that?
Oh wait, that was television movie. Okay, let's see movie. Is there
predictions? Can we get a prediction in chat? Is there gonna be one worse than that?
Oh, okay. Movie. Is there just the where's their best movie of the year? Why is there so many stupid awards?
They don't want you to know what was good.
I guess not. Pirates of the Caribbean at the World's End just won everything.
Perfect.
Dude, that's fine.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, well that's the episode, everyone. That was ruining movies. I hope you guys enjoyed
We ruined the shit out of it.
We ruined it. Let's do some plugs. Get out of here, and then don't forget we're watching the Muppet movie, the 1979 one, for next week. So if you want to play along at home, watch that movie. It's on Disney Plus.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
We're gonna do it.
Yeah, Shane, hit us with your plugs.
You can catch me live here at twitch.tv/bringtheshane. I'm also there'll be a link in the YouTube video, I assume.
Yep.
Hey. Also, yeah. I have another podcast, which Farm Go to tell you all about, I'm sure, since he's got a lot of stuff to do.
Yes, I do. Is that it? Is that all your plugs?
My one plug, yeah, that was it.
Okay. Anyway, hi, my name's Zach. I'm the host. You've been listening to me talk for 2 hours now. Anyway, yeah, you can find me, my stream at twitch.tv/farmgoat. I'm going to be RPing on some GTA servers. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, come check that out. On Mondays, Shayne and I also play video games, co-op games. We've currently been playing Deep Rock Galactic, which I'm guessing we'll probably play for another week or two. That game rules.
I'm playing it forever.
Yeah, we're playing it forever.
It's the greatest game ever.
It really is great. You can find all my... So you're probably, if you're on YouTube, you're watching this at Ruining Movies YouTube. Thanks. Like this, subscribe, follow, please. Ring that bell. Is that even a thing? I don't even know what ringing the bell does.
Bell?
Do it?
There's no bell here.
Is there a bell on YouTube? I don't know what it does.
On YouTube there is. It makes it so that when you post new videos, people get alerted about it. If you haven't hit his bell, hit his bell.
Yeah, hit the bell. You can also go to Farm Goat Plays to see all my gameplay and all mine and Shayne's dummy play there. Like I said earlier, in this podcast, I did play through all of Resident Evil 8 last weekend, so those episodes will be out one a day for like next week. So if you wanted to watch that playthrough, go check that out. It was a really fun game. We had a lot of fun in my chat while playing it. A lot of conversations. Good. Yeah. And then yeah, you can find our other podcast called Survival Check, which we do with a couple of our friends, which is a D&D 5th edition podcast in which we are currently going through from Aarakocra.
Hello?
God damn it. We're doing cockatrice this week. It's on my mind. We're doing from Aarakocra to zombies, where we do a deep dive on each of the monsters, the monster manual. We talk about their history throughout D&D and real world origins and myth, and then we talk about how we use those monsters in our own games. It is a lot of fun. It is really funny. If you enjoy this podcast, you will probably enjoy that podcast. Go to our TikTok. Our TikTok is Ruining Movies. Twitter, Movie Ruining, all that fun stuff. And you'll be able to keep updated. Also, if you want to join our Discord, vote on our polls. You can find a link to our Discord either on my Twitch page or Shayne's. And I think that's it. I think that's all my plugs. I'm trying to consolidate them all. So
what are we playing after this fine podcast?
Oh, yeah. For like 45 minutes, we're going to be playing Valorant. So if you, usually we start at 6 p.m. Eastern. Tonight we started a little bit later. If you want to play video games with us, you come join us after we
Community
do this.
night.
Yeah, we do community night. This one's going to be much shorter, but we're probably going to play a couple rounds of Valorant. So if you want to play Valorant or Minecraft mini games or really anything, we're kind of open to whatever. Come join us after this podcast, recorded live at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays on both of our channels. And yeah, that is it. That is the podcast. We are finished. Bye.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Piece of cake.
Lawish wrap.
That was a lawish wrap. Delicious.
Yeah. Bye.